Yeah, let's get to the next game here and look at my favorite game on the week. We have the Falcons and the Cowboys. Highest over-under on the week, rightfully so, 52.5. The Cowboys right now favored to win by 4, implied point total of about 28-24. Falcons were absolutely abysmal on defense last week, but of course, as we said to start this video, this is just a one-game sample size. We don't really know much yet, and obviously the Seahawks were very, very good and very potent on offense, so we'll see if that was more a product of the Seahawks just being fantastic this year or the Falcons just being abysmal. It might be a mix of both. Whereas the Cowboys were, bad against the run, but decent everywhere else. I think this would be a very high-scoring game, and this is going to be an easy one. Blanket statement, you're starting your studs in this one, no question. Matt Ryan, one of the best starts of the week. Todd Gurley looked great last week. He just got game scripted out early on. I think he'll get a decent shot at coming back and playing well in this one. And if Malcolm Brown can run in the Cowboys, Todd Gurley can definitely do so. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, some of the best receivers on the week last week. Of course, you're starting them. And I'm confident in Hayden Hurst still. He's not like a must start by any means, but if you drafted him, he's probably your best tight end still. Throw him back out there one more week. He was getting, a decent amount of looks, but being covered by Jamal Adams a lot, just didn't end up performing well for you last week. And then Russell Gage is the one that I'm a little bit more hesitant on. We've seen him get decent usage before, but a lot of that was without Calvin Ridley. If the Falcons aren't getting boat raced as much in this one, I don't know he's going to be seeing 12 targets every single week. He's a guy that's worthy of having on your bench, but probably not someone I'm jamming into my lineup just yet. We're not starting, Brian Hill or Ito Smith or anyone else in this offense. We're definitely not starting either defense in this one, although I guess you can make a case for the Cowboys because he'll probably get some sacks and potentially get an interception because Ryan always finds a way to throw at least one pick, even when it's in the last second of the game. All right, and then on the Cowboys side, I feel like with Blake Jarwin going down, the concentration of touches just became easier. So going into the season, we were concerned, can Dak Prescott feed Cooper, Gallup, Lamb, and Jarwin and the running backs? Because that's a lot of passes to go around, and while we expect the Cowboys to score a lot of points, came out a little bit of a poor showing week 1. Rams defense was playing a lot stronger than we expected. Cowboys were a little sloppy. This is a home opener for them going against the Falcons. I think this is a get-right game for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, the start of the week. Zeke Elliott could very well be the number 1 running back on the week. And then Cooper with 14 targets last week. Of course, you're starting him. Gallup could have had a much better game if it wasn't for that crappy call at the end of the game where Jalen Ramsey faked getting pushed off from Gallup. So Gallup could have ended up with a much nicer day. That would have been like another 4 or 5 fantasy points on his total for the week. And then CeeDee Lamb getting a lot of usage last week. Short area targets, not as high leverage or high value as Cooper and Gallup were getting. But CeeDee Lamb is definitely worth a start at this point, especially with Jarwin gone. These guys are going to get a ton of targets going forward. So I'm comfortable with all these guys. There's no Jalen Ramsey in this game shadowing Gallup and Cooper. So I'm pretty confident in all those guys. Cowboys defense, like I said, maybe you start them if you don't have a better option. Matt Ryan might throw a couple picks, but that would be the only reason that you'd be really comfortable with them. And then not really starting Schultz. He was terrible. And then Pollard, at this point, it doesn't look like they're going to be giving Pollard enough usage to consider him in a flex spot, even with the fact that he's really good. Ezekiel Elliott is still just getting way too many touches for you to be considering Pollard in your fantasy lineup at this point. Right now, I definitely love this game for fantasy points. Right now, we have the Cowboys projected to win 35-31. I could see this game going either way, but I think the Cowboys win this one at home. Like I said, I feel like this is a get-right game for them, and I feel bad for the Falcons because they're playing well on offense. It's the same old story. Matt Ryan, tries to perform some heroics, but their defense just isn't good enough to win them games. So they'll get their wins eventually, but this week I got the Cowboys by 4.